God bless you. I want you to know it's not over for you. Many of the greatest people of the Bible achieved their most significant accomplishments in their later years. At a time when they thought their productivity was coming to an end. Noah is our first example. Noah was a very old person when God called him to build the ark. Noah was 600 years old when the flood waters were on the earth, according to Genesis chapter 7 and verse 6. And if people can live to be 90 years old today, Noah was the equivalent of a 60-year-old man when he and his family gave up life as they had always known it and got on the board to the ark. His experience was not that of a young man dreaming a young man's dream, but Noah was definitely beyond the time of midlife crisis when God called him to work. I want you to know it's not over for you. No matter how old you are, no matter what your experiences have been, it's not over. When you look at Moses, just before he led the Israelites out of Egypt, thought his life was over in terms of ever doing anything significant for God, though he was always passionate in his heart to free his people. It was God's call on his life, and it only made matters worse when he tried to help them his way. It was not until he had been thoroughly pruned and seasoned, literally put out to pasture and trained to follow the Lord, step by step, and God used Moses powerfully. You've got to believe that your life is in God's hand. Your time is in God's hand. I wonder where we would be if Noah and Moses and even Abraham or Sarah or any of the other men and women of the Bible had listened to the voice of those who said, you're too old to be significant. It's too late for you. Where would we be if those Bible persons did not believe that God had promised some things and he was going to perform it? What if they did not endure? What if Noah had responded to God saying, me, build a boat, or I'm over the hill? What if Moses had insisted, Pharaoh is never going to listen to an old person like me? Or maybe if Abraham and Sarah said at that point when God told them they would bear a child, just forget about it. None of us would even be here and they not seen a vision of what God had for their future. None of us would have been here if they had not seen a vision of God for their future. Do you have a vision of God for your future? If you do, this ought to be an opportunity for you to trust God at a greater level, because all of these persons in the Bible are great examples and great persons to understand exactly where you are and believe that no matter what and how long, God may call you and me to do our greatest work in later days. But thank God, he promises and he keeps his word every time. It's not over for you. What a wonderful thing it is to look forward to some greater things and greater accomplishments. God does not devalue people over a certain age like the world system does. God does not devalue you based on your age. For big businesses may tell a man in his 50s or his 60s that he is too old. But God says you're never too old. It's never too late. It's not over. It's not over. You are going to live.